All right, everybody. You know what time it is. The Real Talk Sports Show is coming up right now. Bam! Welcome to the Real Talk Sports Show. I'm your host, the Minister Jonathan Simmons. We thank God for all those of you who are joining in to watch us, to hear us, and to check us out wherever you may be. Remember, you can follow us on social media at Real Talk Sports, the number 7. You also can tune in and check me out personally at Minister J. Sim. Remember, we got some stuff cooking. If you got a great sports story, and more importantly, I'm going to talk about this in a few minutes. If you have a great highlight from high school football from the week of either Friday Night Lights or Saturday Night Special, you can send them right in to jsimmons at realtalksports.net, or you can simply text it to me, 678-410-9833, because we are going to be having a new segment. And we're going to have the Queen herself come on and talk about it in just a moment. And yeah, guys, we appreciate you. And last but not least, follow us anywhere on social media, anywhere at all, at Real Talk Sports, the number 7. But more importantly, go to our YouTube page and subscribe. Subscribe. Hit that little bell, bing, and you'll get notified whenever we're doing a live broadcast or when we do our Friday Night Light football game, which, yeah, before I bring the Queen on, this is how it normally looks, and we ask you guys to tune in because it's like this. Hey, sports fans, tune in for live high school football Friday, 7:30 p.m. on RealTalkSports.net. Check out your favorite Metro Atlanta teams as they do battle on the gridiron. It's your high school game of the week, live streaming free Friday nights on RealTalkSports.net. For more sports coverage and great sports talk, catch the Real Talk Sports Show Tuesdays, 8 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Twitch. Brought to you by Allen Vigil Ford in Morrow, a business giving back to their community. Give them a call at 678-364-3979 or check them out online at allenvigilford.net. That's right, guys. We are on every Friday night doing Friday Night Lights, and that's what we did just this past weekend. We actually did a double header. We were on Friday and Saturday. All right, enough of me chattering on. You know, guys, every time we do this show, we bring on one of the most beautiful women in sports talk, radio, or TV. We simply call her the Queen. Miss Tree Dolman is back in the building. What's going on, Tree?
Hi, Jonathan. Hi, everyone.
What's going on?
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Okay, let's get a close up as we always do at the festival, Queen. Ah, look at that smile. Brightens up your day. What now? What's it say on your shirt? What's it? What's that? Is that
This
a?
is one of my Tall Girls Rock shirts. Tall Girls Rock. That's my brand to help with the self-esteem in our young tall girls and women, and to not want them to be sad or ashamed to be tall, but for them to be proud and excited and realize the many benefits of being tall, and to have these tall girls say, "Tall girls rock," especially when someone tries to tease them.
Well, yeah, no doubt. And yeah, being a tall girl is big stuff. We saw when we saw the women's volleyball, you got to have a little height to get up over that net and to be able to spike to what those young ladies did. And phenomenal athletes playing in the sand, and we saw them doing their thing. And so yeah, we uh, we appreciate you, tall girls. Now let's get this straight.
Thank
We
you.
love all y'all.
Tall girls
Yeah,
rock.
you're certainly right. Well, speaking of tacos, Rock, anything special you did on the weekend? Any sporting events? Any good food? What'd you do? What's going on?
Well, I did do something special. One of my friends is actually getting married, and it's really special to me because when I got married, I gave her my bouquet because I wanted her to find her soulmate and to find the true love that I found in my husband. And so she had her bridal shower on Saturday and she met the love of her life and her soulmate. And I am so happy for her. And so I was at her bridal shower, and turns out that her husband to be actually knew him from volleyball. And when I saw him when she first started dating him, I said, "Oh my goodness, I know him. He's such a great
I
guy."
know that guy.
And
I know him.
yes, so that's what I did on Saturday. I went and enjoyed her 50 Shades of Pink bridal shower. So what did you do this weekend?
Well, this weekend it was the first weekend of high school football, and they must have played. I think it seemed like 100 games
Oh wow.
around Metro Atlanta. I didn't. No, I was not involved in all of those, but they had games everywhere. Corky Kell Classic was going on. And for those of you who don't know, the Corky Kell Classic plays 11 games in 4 days, and the big finale is not one, not three, but 5 games in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, where they bring in schools literally from all over Georgia. They bring a couple of guys from down South Georgia, but mostly from around Metro Atlanta, North Side, West Side, East Side, South Side. And yeah, must see TV. If you like high school football, you could have just sat in the bins from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. and watched nothing but high school football. So good stuff there. We normally do cover that, but breaking news: Clayton County also launched their first weekend of high school football, and it was rivalry week. And what that simply means is that the teams that are you kind of your arch rivals, you normally play them like on Thanksgiving or something like that. They said, nope, we getting right to it right the first game of the season. So literally, that's the way it was all across Clayton County. And because of that, we covered not one but 2 games. The first game opened up, they called it the backyard brawl.
Ooh, I
Jonesboro
like that
against Mount
name.
Zion. Backyard brawl. And you know why they call it that? Because technically speaking, everybody knows of Mount Zion High School. This is Mount Zion, but technically it's called Mount Zion Jonesboro because they are in Jonesboro. And they are only about maybe 5 miles away from the Jonesboro High School campus. Hence the name Backyard Brawl. As a matter of fact, the rivalry has been, I don't say intense, but the coach of Jonesboro to this day, as you know, when he comes in the program, will not actually mention them by name. He
Right.
just says, we're going to play the school around the corner. And that's it. So yeah, they played, and then right after that on Saturday we came right back to Terra Stadium and got a chance to live stream the broadcast for Forest Park and Morrow High School, also two big rivals, and yeah, it was we were very busy. We were very
Mm,
busy, and
sounds like it.
um, 2 schools were happy, 2 schools were very sad
Yeah. Well, I know I'm
because
really happy because, as I told you last week after we got done filming, that I felt horrible when I came back in town. And so I am finally feeling back to myself. So I'm so excited. I hardly ever get sick. I think the last time I was sick was like 20 years ago, if even then. But so I'm feeling so much better, and it just feels great. So praise God for healing me and getting over whatever it was. But yes, so I'm glad you had a great weekend with football, and
what
sounds
are you?
like
I
a
mean,
lot.
and I will say last week you were a trooper because I mean, I really, you had that look like the show must go on. You kept the smile going on, but afterwards you're like, oh, Jonathan.
Yeah, yeah.
So good for you. I'm glad you're feeling much better today. Let's go to social media. And our man Todd is saying, hey, my Gainesville won and Langston got lucky. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know,
Okay.
Gainesville High School and Langston Hughes squared off last year for the 6A title with Langston Hughes pulling off, I think it was a 28-21 final score victory against Gainesville. And big shout out to Gainesville because the year before, I think they were 3-7 or 4-6. They brought in a legendary coach from out of Hoover, Alabama, a guy that started actually, I shouldn't say started, but really kind of made the ESPN high school games very popular. He won a grand total of 6 state high school football titles in Hoover, and went out to
Oh,
Gainesville. They spent a bunch of money. They built this phenomenal weight room, upgraded the stadium, which, now, Tree, check this out. Their stadium is like a landmark. They actually built the stadium virtually in the center of town. So when you go to Gainesville, they have this spectacular college-style stadium right in the center of town, and that's, of course, where Todd was his alma mater. But yeah, Gainesville won, and then it took a last-second, unbelievable flip over, head over heels tackle where the guy fell down to one to maintain a narrow victory for the defending 6A champions Langston Hughes on the road. They had to come up with a goal line stop, and literally the linebacker hit the guy, and he flipped up in the air, and when he fell, he landed right on about the half-yard line, and that was the end of the game.
wow.
So spectacular stuff. And then here locally in DeKalb County, Cedar Grove, another defending champion. I shouldn't say that. Defending finalists. A lot of controversy about them losing the state championship last year. They had to hang on to win a thriller in DeKalb against another top-ranked team. I think it was Buford they beat, if I'm not mistaken, 34-33. Yeah, lots of big stuff going on in high school football. And then, of course, like I say here, right here in Clayton County, we had our games here, and I'm almost embarrassed to put up the final scores because of the teams that lost, but I'm going to be forced to do that. In our opening game of the season, Jonesboro against Mount Zion, the final score was Jonesboro 46, Mount Zion 0. And not to be outdone in the second game on Saturday, Morrow said, if y'all could do it, we can do it. And Morrow also pitched a shutout against Forest Park, 22-0. So, yeah, both the losing teams didn't score a single point. Yeah, very disappointing for Forest Park and Clayton County, folks. Well, let's do this. We're going to get set, Tree, for what are we going to do this week? What are we going to do? We said we're going to do something a little different this week about high school football. It was your idea.
Oh, so we have people that sent in the clips.
We didn't have people sending the clips, but my cameraman said, you know what, Jonathan, if you guys are going to do that, I'm going to make some clips for you.
Yeah.
So we actually have some clips that we've done. He sent me over the clips, and I kind of chopped them, but I didn't get 5, but I did get 4. And we're going to show those, at least a couple of them before we go to the break. And as a matter of fact, yeah, he did a great job. That's our man, Jason Huttinggood. So let's take a look at one of the top 5 of this week, top 4 high school plays of the week. Let's go here in game 1 and take a look at Jonesboro as they scored the very first touchdown in Clayton County 2023. Let's take a look.
Shout out, Jason.
That's our top play. Jason Huttinger, our man, did a great job there of he was actually down the sidelines. The guy it was like he had a motor scooter. He was running up and down the sidelines trying to get those close-up clips. So again, Jason, we appreciate all his hard work. And he came back out there on Saturday night and did the same thing. So big kudos to him, big shout out for him. And let's see if I can I actually have a roster. Praise the Lord. All right. So that touchdown play that we saw there, that was quarterback Jamon Jones, number 7, throwing that nifty pass to number 31, the big tight end that plays both ways, Cameron Connors. Cameron Carter. He's actually defensive end and tight end for that team. Let's go to social media here. We got some comments. He said, preacher, my family's from Jonesboro. My high school named after my great uncle. How about that?
His great uncle. That is so cool. Oh, wow.
Right. And his great uncle was Mundy, and so that's why they have the word Mundy's Mill High School.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's amazing. What a great legacy.
So absolutely right. And Jason tuned in. He said, hey, thanks so much. And we thank you, Jason, for the great camera work that you did. That's right. Good, outstanding job there. Well, look, guys, we're going to come back with more of our top 4 plays of the week for Clayton County High School football. So don't go anywhere. Keep it locked right here because we got some good stuff coming. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Well, check out Allen Vigil Ford Lincoln in Morrow, Georgia. We have one of the largest inventories in our area for both new and pre-owned vehicles, so we're sure to have something for everyone. Family owned and operated since 1982, customer satisfaction is our number one priority. Come see our full lineup of vehicles and find the one that best fits you. Give us a call today, 678-726-5739, or shop us 24/7 online at allenvigilford.net. Hey sports fans, tune in for live high school football Friday, 7:30 p.m. on realtalksports.net. Check out your favorite Metro Atlanta teams as they do battle on the gridiron. It's your high school game of the week, live streaming free Friday nights on realtalksports.net. For more sports coverage and great sports talk, catch the Real Talk Sports Show Tuesdays, 8 p.m. on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Twitch. Brought to you by Allen Vigil Ford in Morrow, a business giving back to their community. Give them a call at 678-364-3979 or check them out online at allenvigilford.net. Allen Vigil Ford, for those of you who don't know, is our title sponsor for high school football. So certainly big thanks and shout outs to all the folks at Allen Vigil. Remember, you can contact moi if you need a vehicle. I'm actually over there as a commercial account rep, but I can handle any type of vehicle you need. So Fords, Lincolns, even pre-owned cars. We have all kinds of nifty pre-owned cars, Toyotas, Nissans. We even have some luxury cars like BMWs, Mercedes, and even we had a Maserati. So again, check me out. I'll give you the number right here. And here it is. 678-410-9833. You can come on and give me a call on the cell, or you can just email me, jsimmons@realtalksports.net. Okay, before we go to our next highlights, let's go back to social media. Todd said, I saw the tree was not herself last week, so I wanted to send some chicken soup.
Oh, thank you, Todd. I was trying to push through, though. I was notice I didn't say anything. I was trying to push through, but yeah, time we got off of the air, I went and got right back in the bed.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. We appreciate you being a trooper because that's really old school. The show must go on. But speaking of the show must go on, let's go back and take a look at more outstanding clips of our top 4 Clayton County high school football clips of the week. Let's go to number 2. Let's see what we got. Drum roll, please. Here we are. The tackler highlight Mount Zion, and really, even though they lost the game 46-0. Now this is going to sound strange. It was 3-0 with only about a minute left to go in the first half. It was a close game, and that was one of the plays that broke the game open. Mount Zion had Jonesboro, they thought, pinned back deep in their own territory, and from the 16-yard line, quarterback Jamon Jones once again found a streaking Montrez Redding, number 6. As you saw, he broke a tackle and galloped 84 yards for a touchdown. So, yeah, a great stuff there by them. Now, I know, guys, you're probably thinking, hey, man, how come we got so many Jonesboro highlights? Well, because they won the game 46-0, so they had a lot of highlights. I don't want you guys...
Because you guys haven't sent in any highlights.
I'm just saying, guys.
Highlights. Then we'll have other highlights other than Jonesboro.
We will have more. Well, now I know that Tree likes defense. And guys, please, first of all, I'll let you know the young man that you'll see get hit, he did get up on his own power. They got him up. He's okay. He's fine. But we talk a lot of offense. Let's take a look at defense. Jason simply calls this one the big hit.
Yeah, that was a big hit. You heard
Yeah,
that.
quite a thumper. Like I said, the young man was okay. He got up under his own steam. I was a little nervous at first because he was laying pretty still, as you would expect with that type of hit. But yeah, wanted to let you guys know there was some defense played as well. Well, so we don't think that it's all just a one school show. Let's go to the Saturday night game and see what the Marl Mustangs did to win their game 22-0. Here's their highlight from the game.
All right. Do we get to vote which is our favorite?
Yes. You guys pick your favorites. Let me go ahead and put it on social media. Which highlight did you like? Let's see if I can post this up here. Do you want number one, number two, number three, or number four? While I'm doing that, I'm going to put up our show banner for today. We're going to talk a little bit about something happened big with the ladies in the world of sports. The sister be running fast, fast, fast. Okay, we got up right there. That's going to be our topic. As you see, the high school football is in the middle. We'll talk a little Falcons at the end, and then as soon as we come out of this segment, we're also going to talk a little bit about what's happening with women's sports, a big event that went on. But we're going to go ahead and put on social media here, guys. Pick your pick your top
Well, I
highlight.
thought we were supposed to pick the top.
Oh, okay, maybe it's right. Okay, let me go back here. But I still want to get people's opinion, what they think about their highlight, and then we'll make our own choice here. Pick our top highlight of the week. Week for high school. All right, so we're gonna put the question out to the lovely Miss Tree Dolman. Pick your pick for the top clip of the week. Did you like clip number one? We'll pop it up there one more time so you guys can see it and see what the queen
I,
sees as she does this. Hold on, let me get this. Let me get this
I
comment off
liked
here.
all of them. At first, I was rooting for number two until I saw
Okay,
number four.
number four. All right, let's look at number two and
Number
number
four
four one
is
more
my
time.
pick.
All right, so there's her pick. The queen says number four. Let's look at that one more time. Highlight number four.
No, that was
Yeah,
not
that.
highlight number four. You just showed
Oh,
highlight number three.
all right. So let's try that. So let's try this one. Maybe this is highlight four. Let's make sure. Not the right one. Okay, there it is.
That's my favorite. A lot
Favorite
of
right
people
there.
may not realize one of my favorite stats in the sport of football for offense players are yak yards, which stands for yards after contact. So whenever someone has a lot of yards after contact, as you see, he broke a couple of tackles where they were trying to tackle him and they couldn't. So he got touched plenty of times and he still ran all the way down the field for a touchdown. So that is my favorite highlight this week is number four. Great job. Ran all the way down the field for a touchdown.
We got a little echo there. Yeah. So it was. I am going to. It's funny because Jason, he kind of liked that one, but he said, "Hey, man," he said he liked the play by play. He said, "You seem very excited." I really will admit the thing that was kind of cool about that play was it reminded me of something that Deion Sanders did from his career. He had a punt, he dropped it, and he almost kind of like baited the other team to come on. And as soon as they got there, it was like, "See you later," and he was gone. So yeah, it was good. But I'm going to pick actually the one that got me. Same thing. I don't not necessarily so much yards at the catch, but the fact was the timing of the play, and that was of course the 84-yard touchdown, simply called the big play. Yeah, bottom line is both teams did outstanding in their victories. And again, I want to give also a shout out to both Mount Zion and Forest Park, even though they were both shut out. Both teams kept those games very, very close until things just kind of got away from them late in the second quarter and into the first half. Yeah, Jason reminded me that I kind of mixed them up. He said technically the highlight four was the punt return. Yeah, you're right, but I kind of got it jumbled up. My bad. And again, guys, you saw the highlights. Please send in, let me know which play you like. Also, we're going to put them up on YouTube so that you guys can also comment and pick them out there. Again, we are Real Talk Sports TV on YouTube if you want to see it. And the games themselves were live streamed. They are still on our YouTube channel right now. So just go in there and put in Jonesboro versus Mount Zion, and you will see it. Or you can also put in Forest Park against Morrow. And again, you also will see some of those great clips right there up close and personal. So again, guys, check us out. And please support high school football. Even though I will say, I can say it now, after all the excitement we saw there, unfortunately, there was another kind of excitement after the game. Yeah, I got some actually during the game actually technically was not over. I got some phone calls the next day saying, "Rev, you all right?" I said, "What you mean?" They said, "Man, you was in the middle of it, weren't you?" I said, "What are you talking about?" They said, "Dude, go Google the headlines, shooting at the stadium."
Oh no.
Yeah, evidently, and we actually, if you go to the live broadcast, you will see me basically, kind of saying, "Hey, folks, I think there's a little things getting a little dicey over here," because I could see the kids, I could hear them kind of start to use a little language, and I saw people kind of moving back and forth. Next time I saw a crowd swirling around, and then when the police came over, I saw them kind of run to the right, and then all of a sudden I heard this, and then saw a bunch of people run out to the left of the parking lot, and I said, "Oh." And so, yeah, I knew things were trying to get a little attention at that point. And unfortunately, a student came from another high school, and I don't know what he was thinking, but actually attempted to rob one of the other students at the game. I guess an altercation broke out, and then shots were fired. And unfortunately, I mean, nobody lost their life, but unfortunately, a young man was shot at the game. So, yeah, this different kind of excitement there. That I'm glad I didn't have to play any of those highlights. Just saying. So, but yeah. Anyway, these things happen. It's not unique. Unfortunately, I saw another clip of I think it was the 49er preseason game where a big brawl broke out in the stands. A guy was actually knocked out in the stands. We saw, sadly, I think with I want to say the Raiders and the 49ers, or might have been the Giants against the Dodgers at the end of the game. Someone was actually killed in the parking lot after some kind of brawl. So again, we just tell people it's not that serious, folks. Okay, I understand you root for your team, but it's really not that serious. Just, you know, if you can't go to a game and enjoy yourself without getting into, a knockdown drag out with somebody, then you should maybe consider staying at home. You gonna act that wild. But anyway, thankfully, like I say again, they were able to get everything under control, and we did not have to attempt to dive over, of our equipment to try to escape, get out of there because I really had nowhere to go. But anyway, like I said, thanks all those of you who came out, watched the game, behaved yourself properly. Again, big shout out to both Forest Park and to Mount Zion. Although you guys lost, especially Mount Zion, they stayed in it. They played hard, didn't hang their heads, and again, we first week of high school football is over. Amen. Because it was a little wear and tear on my body. All right, let's shift to women's sports. Tree, did we now have a new fastest woman alive? Did you know that?
Did.
And she blazed across the trail. Let's go ahead and pop her picture there on the screen. You guys know I'm talking about the beautiful and blazingly fast Shakari Richardson, as you can see, shouting out there on the third part of our flyer. She became now kind of the de facto world's fastest woman, winning the world championship in record time. Uh, what was it kind of your thoughts about her? She had to kind of step away from things for a little bit. What does it mean, or how cool is it to kind of see her kind of make this comeback all the way back to once again being one of the top female sprinters or top sprinters, period, in the world?
Yeah, I'm happy for her. Congratulations. That just goes to show hard work.
Yeah, no doubt. And it just also shows that, hey, man, I don't care. We all have hiccups in life. And the fact that, she was willing to say, hey, look, I kind of made an error and, did her time away from the from track and field, had to kind of come back, almost kind of start like she was almost, I don't say a beginner, but had to do a lot of qualifying. Even this race here, had to come in as a qualifier, but she showed her determination. Matter of fact, a couple of races before that, she came out in all her glamour and her wigs and her nails, and she said, "No, I ain't got time for that." Snatched the wig off, threw it out, and then went out and ran the race. So she definitely has made up her mind that she wanted to be a champion again, and she proved it last night with that scintillating win. And the American women acquitted themselves very well against the Jamaican women who had really been sweeping these sprints here for about the last 4 or 5 years. So shout out to USA. USA.
Yes, Team
Getting it
USA.
done. Speaking of women's sports, we have a new world champion in soccer. The American women are gone. And now the new champions are from Spain, as the women from Spain pulled off the World Cup victory. And a big shout out and congratulations to them for doing what they had to do to win. Let's go and pop up here. We have some more comments. Donna Jones says, hey, I get, what did that say, Tree? He's a what?
Jason is a beast on that video camera. Awesome football footage. I concur.
Yeah, big shout out, man. The guy just does a phenomenal job. And literally, a lot of people don't understand what these camera guys go to. So Jason has a regular size TV type camera. And literally on those runs, I saw Jason sprinting down the field, down the sidelines, trying to keep up with the players. That's why you can see he's pretty close to the players. But yeah, and by the end of the game, we have to walk back up because he's on the field the whole time. So he has to walk back up those entire bleachers to get back up to where he leaves. So like at the end, he's like, oh, Mr. Jonathan, he's like these last few steps. But so he's really a great trooper, and we appreciate all the work that he does. And here's a guy that to show you how he really is invested in the youth. He's actually by trade a school teacher
Aww.
in Gwinnett and travels an hour one way. As you know, Trish, a long way to come down from the south side when you're up on the north side. Yeah, comes down on Friday nights and drives an hour almost one way to come out and film with us. And then he gets there. Game starts at 7:30. He gets there probably about 5:45, 6 o'clock. And by the time we pack up all our gear and leave, we're talking it's about 10:15. So, big shout out to him. He's been an integral part of our coverage of high school football. And also he's been with me doing some Super Bowl stuff. So Jason, you're the man, bro. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So what's going on in women's sports, Tree? Any updates on our hometown WNBA dream? Looks like are they still in the hunt for the playoffs?
Well, it looks like they are still in the hunt for the playoffs, and there's just been some really great basketball being played. As many of you may know, the Las Vegas Aces finally lost at home, which was a shocker. But it doesn't matter. You can't always win at home, right? It's just that they had a very long stint of not losing at home, and now that's over. But none of that matters. All that matters is winning the championship. And then also for many people who may not know, Don Staley has just signed a record breaking deal. So she is the highest paid basketball coach. And she signed, I believe it was a 7-year extension to coach at South Carolina. And I'm very happy for her. I know at one point she was saying she did not want to coach for a long time. She just wanted to coach for a little bit and then she wanted to be done with it. But I guess with everything that she's done and the many lives that she's changing and seeing her players become very successful WNBA players, I think it's really just taking a toll on her and she's realizing the blessing that she is to so many. So I'm happy that she decided to stay at least another 7 years and that she is the highest paid coach, female coach.
Speaking of Dawn Staley, one of her great stars is in town tonight. Unfortunately, most of these games, sadly, are usually done on times when I'm on the air. But the Dream are hosting the Aces right now. And after battling them tooth and nail to a 55-55 tie at the first half, the Aces have put their foot down on the throttle, have outscored the Dream 25-13 so far here in the second half, and now have a comfortable 13-point lead, 81-68. Aces best record in the league, 28-4. That's right, guys. They've won 28 of 32 games. They are incredible.
Yes.
Dream, like I said again, they were just down 56-55 at the half, but the Aces have pulled away. Let's take a look at who is doing what in these games. Let's see if we can get some stats here some kind of way. Please, stats survey says. All right, for the Aces, leading the way. That woman. I'm kind of. I wish I could have went down and really got this interview because I think it's the last time they're going to be here this season. But I am just so pleased that I was able to interview at that time. Of course, it's kind of funny to say someone's precocious when they're 6'3.5", but she really was just a darling young woman, just very energetic, very exciting, and even very demure as she took home the Naismith High School Basketball Player of the Year. And I got a chance to actually interview her right at the location of Georgia International Convention Center, right down the road, really not down the road, 2 buildings from where they're playing right now. Well, she has been a one-woman wrecking crew. Let's listen to the stats for Aja Wilson, former WNBA MVP. Asia, I'm sorry, my bad. She has scored 35 points and has 6 rebounds in just 26 minutes. And Kelsey Plum, another big collegiate star, right behind her is kind of that 1-2 tandem, 17 points, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. But Asia Wilson, unstoppable, 35 points through 3 quarters. Incredible.
Yeah,
All right,
she's
let's go
been
to social
showing
media.
out. I really think she's going to win MVP again, and I'm picking them to win the championship.
Yep, they look like a must-see TV, no doubt about it. Speaking of must-see TV, I had to take a quick little break here. I'll let you guys see what's going on here. I have made a wonderful elixir here of water infused with pineapple and lime because I was told that those 2 ingredients help kind of inflammation. And now that the preacher got some birthdays behind him, inflammation from time to time is a little situation. But the magic elixir helping me out. Let's go to social media here. Todd says, what's he saying there? He says, remember again,
Freddie
right?
owns that team, right? Yes, I do
Team of the
believe.
Aces. Okay.
I do believe that's the team that he's part owner of.
Part owner. Let's go to H.C. Hardy.
I
Then you
loved
talking
her
about Dawn Staley.
comments when she said, and I quote, "I'm glad that I can display who I really am, not my pain, not my sadness. I'll be glad to sit here and be happy and whole, knowing that it all paid off. God got me always. Love it."
Yeah, because I mean, as great as a player she is, I'll tell you, Tree. Sometimes women athletes are treated differently. Especially if they are firm in the way they go about their business. But you expect a good coach to be. Also, oftentimes, and I want to, make this telling you, but sometimes a young African American woman, it's like, oh, she's acting some kind of way. Whereas many coaches like, the late great coach out of Tennessee, Pat Summitt. I mean, she could be as mean and cantankerous if you want to be throwing things. I mean, so I'm glad for her as well. Let's go to one more comment from social media. Our man, Mr. Jason.
He said, I enjoy being part of the Real Talk sports team and filming highlights of football games so we can celebrate the athletic achievement of these amazing young people. Yes, love it, Jason. Thank you again.
You said we appreciate you, brother, for all your hard work. And like you said, he really does an outstanding job, for us. Like you said, it's just a lot of work because right now the temperature is still as many times in the 90s, 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening, and to be lugging a camera on your shoulder, running around. And, oh, by the way, we actually mounted a his cell phone on top, so from time to time we actually bring him into the broadcast through his phone while he's down there on the field. So you guys will see more of that next week as we now finally got our coordination back. We have our hotspot back. So yeah, guys, yes, for those of you who are watching, Jason will be back down there. We'll be bringing you back in, showing you the cheerleaders and some of the high fiving up close and personal from the sidelines. So, Jason, again, we appreciate you, brother, and all the stuff that you are doing there. Um, oh, excuse me. So back to the women. Women are doing great stuff. A good friend of our program, I think I announced it last week. Ms. Candace Mitchell is now officially the president of the Atlanta Rage Women's Professional Football Team here in Atlanta. So big shout out to Miss Candace and the Atlanta Rage. We'll be having the program there. Now I know we've already seen your skills, Tree, as a flag football player. Would you consider, even back in the day, playing actual tackle football?
Never.
She
What?
said, "That's out of the question, boys." Said, "No, we're not doing that."
No, I actually was asked to play for
I'm
the
sure.
professional teams because I actually would be an excellent quarterback and I have a really good arm that most people are shocked to see how far I can throw the ball and how accurate. And then also I would make a great wide receiver because I
That's
can
right.
catch and run and I have moves, but I just like to throw the football. I like to play just for fun, just to show off that, hey, I actually can throw. But as far as playing it, it's not something that I ever would do for an actual team just because I'm just so much of a girly girl. That's just not my wheelhouse. But I will say that I did like the outfits that the women's professional sports teams had back in the day when they were kind of like swimsuits and stuff. When I was younger, I was like, oh, that's a cute outfit. But no, I would not actually play on a team.
Well, for those gentlemen that are watching, what Tree is referring to is that, and in fact, I think they still do play. I think that's the women's lingerie league, and they call it that
Yes,
because the
that's
women
the
do
one.
right. Yep. And they, I will admit, they are quite stylish. But make no mistake, I've watched some clips of that. They actually, I'm thinking to myself, it to me, it's hard enough me imagining anybody getting tackled, okay, with basically like a swimsuit on. But I watch these women; they got cleats and helmets on, and I mean,
Yeah,
tackling like hard for real. So now,
yeah.
mm,
One of my
no,
friends played for one of the teams. Yeah. So cute outfits, kudos, but no, I would not play.
she said I won't be placing opposite. You said you need
I'm
somebody
a
to
girl.
coach, maybe.
I'm probably one of the biggest girly girls out there. I'm just very athletic, but even on the court, I'm still a girly girl. Like most people, when they see me and they don't know that I actually have athletic talent, they think, oh, actually, they say too, forget what they think because they say it. I've heard it so many times in my life. Oh, she thinks that this is a runway show. She looked like she don't want to break a sweat. Did she like when I went to try out for the Atlanta Dream? Does she realize that this is a basketball tryout, not a fashion show tryout? Listen, I hear all kind of things, right? And then when people see me on the court, then it's like, oh wait, okay, she actually can play, or oh, yeah, she's not, she don't play girly, she just look girly. So
Girl, yeah, you got that. You. I know you play with bad intent. I mean, not to hurt somebody, but I wouldn't want to be
but
anywhere
to win,
near
yeah,
on those kill spikes. I'm like out of here. Yeah, because too
yeah,
much height, too much downward angle. I'm out. Well, I tell you who's in. We got them, guys. Like I said, we always bring in the folks that you know and love. We have the beautiful queen and I see him in the green room. Before we go to, well, he popped out. I was going to bring him in. But anyway, he'll be back. The champion, Tyrone Poole's in the green room. Hopefully we'll bring him in as we start the final segment. But before we do that, this is what Tyler's doing at the home right now. This is what he's doing. He is so overwhelmed. He probably has a shade on. Look what he said, Tree. Look.
That's that Detroit represent. Yeah, H.C. Hardy.
H.C.
That's
Hardy.
right.
Well,
That's that Detroit representing.
No, check out Todd though. Todd said, "Hey, he about to pay." He said,
I play top dollar 50 cc Tree out there." Well, I would tell you, Todd, that you are probably going to get your chance. I've told some people, I am definitely training to make a comeback in volleyball. Volleyball is a sport that I love, and I do want to get back out there on the court. So, hey, you just may be able to come catch me at a few games.
That's right, boys. And I don't mean catch me outside neither. I mean catch me on the volleyball court as we look for Tree to make the comeback on the court. Speaking of comeback, you have to come back to watch the final segment of the Real Talk Sports Show. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. Did you know that Allen Vigil Ford in Morrow, Georgia also has Lincoln? Over 35 years of using the Vigil Touch to provide excellent customer service, works hand in hand with the Lincoln Motor Company to provide a luxurious and seamless way to acquire your next luxury vehicle. Lincoln has an array of full-service complimentary owner benefits. These benefits include hospitality partnerships, service pickup and delivery, all which can be accessed through the Lincoln Way app. You can even contact the 24/7 concierge to have someone assist you. Come and see our great inventory of new and pre-owned Lincolns today. Call 678-364-7345 to make an appointment with one of our brand champions or shop 24/7 online at allenvigillincoln.net.
This is OJ Howard with Real Talk Sports.
What's up, guys? This is Tim Tebow. You're listening to Real Talk Sports.
This is Charles Woodson. Let me grab the mic. You ready? This is Charles Woodson with Real Talk Sports. Hey, it's your boy JB Smooth with Real Talk Sports.
Hey guys, we're back here for the final segment, the Real Talk Sports Show. I'm your host, the Minister Jonathan Simmons. Right next to me is the lovely, the Queen, Tree Dolman, back in the building and feeling more like herself after being a little under the weather last week. Now, we saw the champion Tyrone Poole pop in the green room. I'm not sure whether he went to get a soft drink or maybe wanted to get a elixir like I have. I'm not sure, but he has left the building, so hopefully we'll be back to join us before the conclusion of the broadcast. Well, besides high school football starting, we now have professional football in full throttle. And the Atlanta Falconings were doing their thing. They had their home preseason game, their first home preseason game. And I think kind of maybe mixed reviews on how they played. They had the starters out for a little piece of the first quarter. They had them go for one drive, a really nifty drive, but unfortunately ended in a tipped pass, which turned to be an interception. Tree, did you watch any of that game or see any of the highlights of what happened with the Falcons?
When they played the Cincinnati Bengals?
Yes, ma'am.
I did. I watched a lot of the game, actually.
What'd you think?
Well, I was impressed with some of the things that I saw, especially for it to be a preseason game. You really can't just go off of preseason. We know that it's completely different. The roster is going to be completely different. But the things that I saw some sacks, which, I love that. Defense wins championships. And I saw aggressiveness. So I actually was very pleased with what I saw. And again, it's a preseason game. So with the things that I saw, I definitely think that the Falcons have some promising good plays and wins in their future.
I was pretty pleased at what I saw. I basically looked at highlights. So I took a look at Ritter because some people kind of make it seem like the guy didn't do that well, but 7 of 9, got the team down the field. Nice drive. Like you said, unfortunately, it did end in, them not scoring because of tip ball interception, but as far as moving the ball, they look pretty crisp. And I think they need more. I don't like the idea of them maybe not playing anymore the rest of the preseason because you're coming a rookie quarterback, only played 4 games last year. Everybody was talking about that on almost every sports station. I think they should do that. Now, Todd, you know him. He's always Mr. Falcon, Mr. Excitement. What's he saying there?
He said Falcons in trouble. Not seeing the NFL QB in Ritter. I see college QB. Okay, so he's saying he still have some growing to do before he gets to that level.
He might. I mean, look, at the end of the day, I mean, let's take a look. Very few guys come in here unless they're at the quote unquote elite level. And I know people always talking about, like, I remember you used to say Matt Ryan's not elite, this guy's not elite. Yeah, because there's only elite means you only have a handful of guys. You got 32 quarterbacks. You can't have 12 or 15 guys being elite. It's only going to be probably about 3, 4, 5. That's it.
Yes.
So, yeah, he's not elite. Matt Ryan was not elite. He was probably a notch below that. He had, probably about 4 seasons where he would have been considered amongst that second tier, almost elite. The MVP season he was an elite quarterback that season. But the rest of the time, I mean, hey, how can you be elite when you have Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, all these guys playing in your era? Where you going? Well, speaking of Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, this next man I brought up, he was actually a teammate of both of those guys. He is the legendary all-state performer from here in the state of Georgia and went to Fort Valley State and balled out so great there. He is now a member of the Fort Valley State Sports Hall of Fame. And he also is a nominee for the Black College Football Hall of Fame. An all-around good guy. Mr. Tyrone Poole, number 38, is back in the building. What's going on, sir?
All right, how we doing, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well.
I'm doing great, sir. And he's looking awful crisp, guys. Check him out. He got the sport coat on, fresh haircut. Yes, sir. Looking good, Mr. Tyrone Poole. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Good to see you, brother.
Yes,
look,
sir.
Man, say again?
No, I said likewise.
Yes, sir. Wait, man, it's football season. It's that time. These preseason games kind of give us a little peek from the player's perspective. Let's look at from the starters. What are starters looking at in that game or 2 games where they say, look, we got out here and play? What's kind of the mindset of the players that they get ready to go out here in the preseason knowing that, hey, this is not necessarily the real deal, but we got to go out here and do what we got to do?
You just said the word preseason. And let's be honest. I know that's a question that really you're asking just to ask. But let's be honest. When you've been playing something for a long time, you don't want to show up a preseason game. It's just like if your card with Mr. Visual, if he told you, he said, "Yo, Jonathan, I want you to show up for this. We got a few people that we just signed up for salespeople, right? And you've been working there for how long? How long you been working there for Ed Visual?
This will be my 5th year coming up. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. You've been working there for 5 years. And Mr. Visual comes up and says, Jonathan, I need for you to be in this seminar, this rookie symposium for salesmen. You go, hold on, man. What? Just wake me up and bring me in when it's time to sell cars, right? That's the mindset.
Well, there you go. Yeah, because you're right. I mean, here's the thing. If truth be told, we don't even like to go to the morning meetings we have. We don't even like those. So that long time we have to be sitting some kind of elongated training. So I got you. So basically, you got to look, man. Let's get to the show. Let's get to the real deal. But okay, now let's flip it around. How about the guys who are the newbies, rookies, maybe second-year players? What kind of their mentality going in? How is your mentality?
That's very important for them. Again, just use you in sales, right? When you first started, I'm pretty sure you wanted to get as much information as you needed because you were now competing against other salespeople, guys that have been in the game for 10 years, 5 years. So you're like, hey, in order for me to stay employed with Mr. Visual, I better get in here and learn everything I can. And then once I learn what to do, then I'm able to let my personality show so that I can sell more cars. It's the same thing. Sports and life, they're metaphors for one another. So those rookies, they're looking at this as an opportunity. I got to get better if I want to stay in this league, right? Because it's revolving doors. And let's not forget, all right, they already got guys that were playing on the team last year, right? So you coming in as a rookie, you're battling against guys who were there last year, and then guys that were not just on that team but were in the league last year, right? Then you got other talented guys that are rookies just like you. So to answer your question, no, this is very important for them because it gives them an opportunity to learn.
Oh, we got 10th Avenue Freeze out there for a second. Listen, Tyrone Todd's got a question. Well, first of all, he said, Tree, what's that say there? What's he saying? Mr.
Said
Tyrone?
Tyrone, welcome. Do I see what I see with Ritter? Short check downs mostly. How would you defend that? Jam receivers? Question.
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna start by answering that question, Todd, by answering this. And I never could figure out why teams could not stop the Indianapolis Colts offense back when Peyton Manning, Edrin James, Josie Adai, Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, Dallas Clark at one time. I never could figure out why they couldn't stop it. Now, this is after going to New England. I'm going to come back and answer Todd's question about Ritter checkdowns and how would I defend it. But when I got around the Patriots, that's why I say Bill Belichick, whatever they want to say, the guy's very, 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 very smart. So what we did, we would come up and jam the wide receivers. Now, every other team that played the Colts, their defensive backs played off, which put the safety in a bind. Now, that stretch play that they would do, everybody remember it, you know, Peyton going to his right, you know, faking it with his left hand, Edrin James or Josie or Adai, they pretend like they got it. Or Reggie Wayne, it's a big play touchdown, right? So what Belichick told us to do, and I'm gonna lead this into Todd's question. We went up and we pressed the receivers. That's why Bill Polian, that's the guy who drafted me. I love Bill. But when we played the Colts in 2003, we jammed the heck out of their wide receivers. Tight ends were getting jammed. They couldn't get out the line of scrimmage. So now it throws off that play action fake that they were doing. Because if we're up in press, we're on the receivers. They either got to block us because the rule of thumb is the receiver has to block first level first. If nothing's on first level, then you go to second level. I'll say
Tyrone's excited. There we go.
Am I back?
You're back. Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll finish up real quick. But I don't know what all you guys heard. I know a little bit of technical difficulty. I don't know. What all did you hear? So I don't have to.
I heard you about jamming the receivers, and you're talking about how you guys make sure to jam them so they couldn't get off the line. And that was the last thing I heard.
Okay, so again, never could understand why people couldn't figure out Indianapolis Colts offense. So what that jam in the wide receivers did, it allowed our safeties right away at the snap of the ball to determine whether it's run or pass. Now, this is even when Peyton has gotten the snap and he's moving backward to do the fake. We already know right then our safeties whether it's going to be run or pass, because if the receivers are blocking, it's run. If it's pass, they trying to get away from us and get upfield, right? It's run or pass just like that. So same thing here with Ritter. You know, if you're going to defend the short field, it's easy to defend. You know, they got sections. They got section flats. Then they got hooks, which are right there by the numbers and the hash. And then they got the flats, which are on the top of the numbers to the sidelines, right? And then you got the middle of the hash, right? That could be middle hooks. And then you got the other side of the field, same thing. You got from hash to the top of the numbers, that's the hook area. And then you got from the top of the numbers to the sideline, that's the flats, right? And then you got the hashes, half field. So anyways, a good cover two defense could really defend that particular offense if it's short throws. You want to play cover two because you got all those small zones covered, and you got somebody in the flats, the hooks, and that's usually when them routes going to be run. You got curls going to the flat. If the receiver going to the flat, running back going to the flat, you got a corner out there waiting. If they're going to run a curl, you got a linebacker dropping in the hooks, and all he does is read the eyes of the quarterback and drop right there in front of the receiver. So if I'm playing against a team that dink and dunks, I'm gonna play a little bit of cover too.
Man. Okay, so real quick, first of all, do you get a chance to see much of them in either two games? And what are your thoughts in that small sample size about what you think the Falcons' offense and their defense? Because the defense in the first game, I mean, of course, they're playing scrub, but looked like they were playing pretty good. 5 sacks and three interceptions, two
Well,
interceptions.
well, actually, I don't, like I said, I played the game a long time. Now, if you'd asked me that my rookie year, I'd be like, hey, yeah, man, yes, we did good, but preseason don't mean nothing. Preseason, I've seen teams go 0-5 in preseason still win the Super Bowl. So again, preseason don't mean nothing. Preseason is just to get the fans going, get the players, the rookies like we talked about, get them going, try to get some continuity. But really, they used to say when they had 4 preseason games that the third preseason game was the real game because you were able to see the offense, the first team offense was going to go first quarter, second quarter, and half of the third quarter. That gives you a true picture, so to speak, of what you're going to be looking at in the regular season. But now with the least amount or less amount of preseason games, they just waiting, holding their guys, keeping them healthy. So really, preseason don't tell you nothing these days, other than they just trying to get these rookies to see who's going to make the team and who's not.
Yeah, they cut them ticket price down about $10 if they keep doing that. Are we about to wrap it up here? I think that Todd has one more question for Mr. Tyrone. Or he's just making a comment. He said, yes, we got rid of bubble screens.
They say that's what we got. We're rid of bubble screens too.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think with the bubble screens too, people, again, if you're playing off, right? If you got your corner playing off, the only way you can shut down that bubble screen is if you get up and you play a little bit of man-to-man, or you can walk your corners up, because literally the bubble screen is going to go to the guy who's in the slot. Maybe he motions from one side to the other, or you can have the receiver on the line of scrimmage, but they have to be close to the ball, right? You don't want a long throw to a bubble screen, but if you're going to stop that, you bring your guys up, play them closer, a little bit of man-to-man. But if you play a lot of cover 3, cover 4, then yes, that bubble screen is going to be effective. It's kind of like an extension of the old West Coast offense. The Bill Walsh. We're going to throw it. The run is the pass and the extension of the run. So instead of going vertical with it, they're throwing it sideways out to the wide receiver, letting them catch it and run with it. If they drop it, it's no charge to us, right? But if they catch it, if we get our blocks right, that tackle come out and kick that corner out, the slot corner blocks the linebacker, then you could be out the gate. So it's just an extension to me of the old West Coast offense. It's just going sideways.
True, like if you had a guy like Julio Jones, because he gets them yards after catch, baby, hit him on the bubble screen, like, see you. So that's it. Well, speaking of see you guys, we got to go, everybody. We know we got to go because football season, we're not going to start the 9:30 broadcast until after Labor Day when regular football season starts. And then we'll have the return of our Falcons expert, D. Orlando Ledbetter, and lots of other great guests. But until the meantime, we like to let you guys know how you can find out more about our guest and host. So, Mr. Tyrone Poole, the floor is yours.
Hey, very simple. Tyrone Poole, 38, all social media. So thank you, everybody. Hope everybody has a great rest of your night, your day, wherever you are. Blessings to you.
Thank you, Tyrone.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right. The Queen, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. You can find me on social media at Purple Diva 13, as well as Ms. America International 2022.
That's a bad woman. She reigned for about 2-3 years. Yeah, son. Nobody can do it like that. All right, guys. I'm going to let you guys get out of here. It's me, the minister. So you can follow me anywhere on social media. Well, actually, follow the show, please. Real Talk Sports number 7. You can follow me personally at Minister J Sim. If you have, again, a great sports story, but more importantly, if you got highlights, if you want to be around the top 5 highlights, there's the email, jsimmons@realtalksports.net, or text me 678-410-9833, and we'd love to have you on the air. All right, one last thing, guys. If you don't know the Lord, you need to get to know him. You see all this craziness going out here. Crazy things are happening. So you need to know the Lord. Well, how do you do that? Get to know his son, the Lord Jesus Christ. You need to repent of your sins and believe that he came here, died for your sins, but rose from the dead. And when he did, 2 great things are now at your disposal. Number 1, by doing this, you become a citizen of the kingdom of heaven. And number 2, you become an adoptive child of God with all the rights therein. That means you now can go to God like a heavenly parent, asking for anything that you need or desire, and according to his will, he'll give it to you. And when you die, you go to that happy, wonderful, spectacular place called heaven. No more pain, no more dying, no pandemic, no crazy people nowhere, no nothing. And you're around God and Jesus Christ and all the people of love forever. And you avoid that nasty place called hell. All the things I mentioned are in heaven won't be in hell. It's dark, it's dreary, it stinks, bad people everywhere. And most of all, you're cut off from God, Jesus Christ, and the people of love forever and a day. I don't know about you, but I like option number one instead of option number two. Everybody, until the next time when we get a chance to see you again, God bless you. Oh, hang on a second. We got a couple of new viewers on YouTube. Mr. Burton Fisher, how are you, sir? Thank you for joining us tonight. And Jimmy Cash, thank you. He says we should cover Carver Columbus versus Spencer, the original HBHS game. So I tell you what, there's another thing. If you guys have people on the ground, you want to send us highlights and clips, we'll be more than happy to talk about the game. We're more than happy to bring the coaches on. We want to support high school football and high school sports as best we can. All right. And the best way we can support you is letting y'all go on about your business for the rest of the night. All right, everybody, if I can get my tongue right. God bless you and have a great rest of your day or evening, whichever may apply. So long.